What's up, you majestic what the fucks? This is the Inner Idiot. Welcome back, you loyal, majestic what the fucks. How I love thee. And for the first time listeners, welcome to the show where three things are guaranteed: death, taxes, and beating Michael J. Fox at Jenga. Let me introduce...
What is it with you with Michael J. Fox? Real quick.
It's going to be on the top 5.
It's okay. Like, it seems like almost every other episode we talk about this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
It's great. It's easy to
right.
make jokes.
Yeah, I guess.
And that other voice you're hearing, that's my lovely and talented. The fellas want to be him, the ladies want to sleep with him. Lord Shorty Hoffman, 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!
I would totally argue that second point.
Nah. Maybe
Yes.
you're just choosy.
Man, none of them hit me up.
Well, you hear this, ladies?
Dr. Shorty's sitting over here lonely as fuck. Nobody wants to give him a prescription.
That's right. Quit being coy,
Yeah.
ladies.
Fucking fish.
Fucking hit him up, damn it.
Yeah.
But brings us to our top 5. Top 5 things you're guaranteed to hear on this show almost every episode.
The word fuck.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Got it.
So, number 5 is you're going to be educated. What the fuck topics.
Today's in histories.
Yeah. Shorty correcting me on some random facts every once in a while.
It's a solid chance. Solid possibility.
Right. Life is about balance.
That's right.
Number 4, you're going to hear me say fuck as many fucking times as fucking possible.
Honestly, I don't think I shoot for a number. I just think it happens.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't...
Like, there's solid 5-minute spans where I'll go without cursing, and then there'll be 1 minute I'm like, fuck the fucking fucker.
Yep. Number 3. I forgot what number 3 was. That's because I'm not using cue cards today. I remember what number 3 was. You're gonna hear a Michael J. Fox joke.
Yes, exactly right.
Dude,
God bless.
I'm telling you, man, the material is there. It's just the door's open. All you have to do is walk through it.
I mean, he's just shaking the world up for us to give us the information.
Exactly.
Stupid jokes. God damn.
Number 2, you're gonna hear an idiom at the end. And those are always my favorite parts, is the end. I don't know why.
It's a good note to leave on. You know what I mean? Just like, hey, this is it. Boom. Out.
It really is. And the number 1 thing you are going to hear on every show is probably me talking about taking a dumper. I don't know why. It gets brought up every time. I mean, shitting is a big part of my life.
I mean, it's a daily routine at least. At least daily.
Oh, man. Like, we're talking like, what hourly almost for me.
Hourly? God bless.
Not really. I probably take 4 to 6 dumps a day.
Really?
Yeah, but they're not like monster dumps, and they're hardly ever solid, so, I mean, you got that.
Like, I shit probably twice a day. Like, right when I wake up, and then, like, right before I go to bed. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I don't even honestly know if I shit right when I wake up, just, like, I'm too tired to stand at the toilet. Yeah. So I just pop a squat and just, like, sit there for a few minutes and contemplate my life, you know? And then I get up and start doing my shit. I always wipe my ass and wash my hands and flush the toilet, you know, whatever. But, like, I honestly can't tell you if I dump in the morning.
Well, they say you're supposed to, dump? If you eat 3 meals a day, you're supposed to dump 3 times a day. Isn't that how that works?
Beats me, dog. I've never heard that.
I drink water, and I gotta
too.
fucking dump.
What?
Yeah, see? You said me, too, before you knew what the hell I was saying. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I drink a shit ton of water. Like, I drink almost 1.5 gallons of water a day.
Oxygen damn near makes me have to poo.
That's stupid.
See? Here we are talking about shitting. Fucking A. And saying fuck. And I already got my Michael J. Fox joke in for the day.
Yeah, already. It's super easy.
It is. It's always easy. So let's take a word for our sponsor, and then we will come back for this day in history.
Yay! Hey, Ty, if you wanted to make a podcast, how would you do it?
Spotify Podcasters app, of course. Or hell, even the website.
Do they have any way you can edit audio and help with organizing your episodes?
All that and more. You can reach out to listeners and have feedback with their Q&A feature, and it distributes it to all other major places you listen to podcasts.
I just looked, and they got a video podcast set up and editing tools here too.
So all you got to do is sign up at SpotifyForPodcasters.com or get the app, and you're done.
Damn, it's just that easy.
Bum, 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 bum. On this day in history.
Oh, I thought it was like, what's happening? What's going on here? This is new.
I forgot to tell you what the date is. It is November 23rd, 2000 shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the date.
The 23rd.
So on this day in history, you remember talking about Warren Harding?
Yeah, always.
So.
He seems like a regular on our show.
Yeah. 1921, U.S. President Warren G. Harding signs Willis-Campbell Act. And it's the Anti-Beer Act, forbidding doctors to prescribe beer or liquor for medical purposes. Now look, I once said that you had to have a mistress to be a good president. Warren Harding, sir, you have killed this theory, and for that, I hope you roll in your grave and roll into something stinky, because that is not cool, sir. I would love to be fucking just prescribed beer.
What year was this?
1921.
1921. Wasn't that during the Prohibition and stuff like that?
But Prohibition does not sound fun.
Well, no, obviously it doesn't. But, just thinking about it, was he the reason why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But we will find out what year the Prohibition was. So, our next on this day in history, since Warren Harding's a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
In 1963, the debut of Doctor Who, the long-running British sci-fi series. I can't talk today, and here's something that you might be aggravated about. I've never seen a single episode of Doctor Who.
Oh, I don't give a shit about Doctor Who. I remember when that, I don't remember when that show first came out, but I remember, watching it in black and white because that was my dad's favorite seasons.
Yeah.
Was the very first ones and whatnot. And, I was really confused when it all of a sudden erupted. You know what I'm saying? Everyone was like, oh, Doctor Who's the bomb. And I'm like, no, it's not. It sucks.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Well, I was just blown away by it because everybody I know now, any mate, nerds or whatever, I talk to, somebody's in Doctor Who. I was so confused seeing pictures of the TARDIS or whatever the hell it's called, the phone booth.
Yeah.
And, people dressing up, and I was like, especially when people were like, oh, I'm the, whatever numbered doctor. And I'm like, I don't remember that.
Right.
And they're like, well, you haven't seen season whatever. I'm like, no, it stopped at this season, whichever one wasn't, wherever the black and white. Because I think a few of the earlier seasons, they eventually went to color. And I'm like, I don't remember him.
See, I feel like Doctor Who's like U2 and AC/DC. It's just one of those things that people were like, oh, no, you gotta like this. No.
Yeah, I get a lot of shit, especially at conventions and shit like that. People are like, why don't you like Doctor Who? It's not my thing.
Right?
Never been into it.
Fuck a Doctor Who.
And BBC, honestly, BBC is not that great of newscasting. Or not newscasting, but
broadcasting?
Just broadcasting, yeah. It seems soap operas, how their production value is super low.
Yeah.
It seems like that with everything they do.
I think that's just kind of the theatrical style they use across the pond, honestly. Because
everything on the BBC is shitty. City production value.
Yeah, kind of. I've watched some BBC shows. All right, so I've not seen Doctor Who, but I have seen Torchwood. It's a Doctor Who spinoff, and it really isn't good. I just watched it because I was familiar with one of the fucking actors on it. But even it kind of has that grainy, slower look to it. But yeah, it just seemed I think the only thing that I've seen that came from the BBC that has a very high production value is Black Mirror.
Is Black Mirror BBC?
Yeah. I think it is.
Huh. Weird.
So, on to the next one. In 1993, Doggy Style, the debut album by Snoop Doggy Dogg, is released. And I just feel weird saying Snoop Doggy Dogg. So I made sure I sounded as white as possible when I said it because
Snoop
I'm a nerd.
Doggy Dogg.
Does that make you feel old? 1993 was his debut album. That motherfucker's still going.
So his first album, right?
Yeah, well, him, because he was with Dre and, Pac and all that before.
Sure.
But, yeah.
It doesn't make me feel old because I've never been, a huge fan of Snoop Dogg. So,
right.
Or Doggy Dogg or whatever,
D.O. Double Jizzle.
whatever.
However you say it.
I don't fucking know. He's gone through like 4 different name changes. Wasn't he like for a short period of time Snoop Lion or some stupid shit?
I think so. I completely forgot about that shit.
Like, I'm dead serious. Somebody was like, yeah, he's the reincarnation of fucking Bob Marley. I'm like, Bob Marley died while he was alive, so that's not even possible. Like,
Right.
Snoop Dogg was already alive and Bob Marley just died. There can't, like, your soul can't transfer bodies. That's not how, like, even if you believe in reincarnation, that's not how it works. And there was a bunch of motherfuckers who were just out there saying that stupid shit. I'm like, that's dumb as fuck.
No, it don't work that way, guy.
Yeah. And, like, Bob Marley would never sing about the shit Snoop Dogg sings about.
No.
You know, so.
Bob Marley was so calm.
Chill, peaceful, and loving, man. And Snoop Dogg is like, yeah, let's fuck these bitches. And I'm like, man, that ain't. And, like, he ain't never smoked about, like, or smoked. He never sung about, like, sitting around just smoking. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't Bob Marley's thing. Bob Marley smoked to chill.
And he was very political.
He was. Yeah, oh,
People
fuck
don't
yeah,
realize that.
No, Bob Marley, like, stood up for a lot of, like, anti-shit, man. It was really cool, man.
Yeah.
Bob Marley's the bomb.
So, we're going to take a break now for the Dimwits and Dummies. And when we come back, it's poll question time.
Yay!
And-
my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm
This was just
excited.
for Shorty.
Greetings, humanoids, goblinoids, and all the other oids in between. Do you like talking about Dungeons & Dragons? Do you enjoy listening to other people talk about Dungeons & Dragons? Or talk about any other role-playing games? If you say yes to any or all of these, join me and Autumn Midas on the Dimwits and Dummies podcast, an open discussion on our take on how to improve your game from the perspective of game master to player characters. Embrace your flaws and learn that everyone loves D&D. They just don't know it yet.
And before I let you answer the poll question, we got a special guest. That's right. Donnie, the one and only, is back. Let's get 2 claps and a Ric Flair for him. Woo!
Yep, last minute addition to this troop.
How you doing today, Donnie?
Not bad, a little tired. Been awake since midnight.
That a boy.
Yeah. Welcome to the adulting life. God, you are a tall motherfucker, dude. I didn't realize last time.
Yeah, we go outside to smoke, and like we're sitting there for a solid like minute or two, and Ty's just all of a sudden like, "You are one tall motherfucker."
Dude,
I feel short. Yeah, welcome to my world, asshole.
Here's the thing. You are not allowed to be tall and have some majestic ass hair, dude. That shit is not okay.
It's actually really funny. I just found out that at my new job, because my hair touches my shoulders, they're going to make me put it up.
Well, I mean, are you pretty with your hair up?
I've never tried.
Oh, man. Ladies, look out.
I don't even brush my hair.
Huh?
I don't even brush my hair.
You're gonna get dreadlocks on that, dog. Trust me, I know.
The
You
ladies,
did it on purpose.
Yeah, true.
ladies love Donnie. But you can't have him, ladies. He's saving himself for marriage. Or some shit. I don't fucking know. Anyway.
He just hasn't gotten lucky yet. That's really all that boils down to.
Just antisocial.
I was trying to make it appear better for you, my guy.
Yeah, he's waiting for marriage. Try to corrupt this motherfucker. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Help this poor guy out.
All right, so Marvel or DC? The winner on the fan page was DC. So
Yeah, I was very, very surprised.
I claim selection bias.
Selection bias? What do you mean?
It's your audience it's your audience, so it's going to lean more towards what you like most of the time.
That's not true. I haven't wholly voiced my opinion on it. Like Ty said, like, oh, these guys don't know what you're into. Like the audience doesn't know what you're into. I was like, how many times have I mentioned Marvel? And he's like, yeah, you're right. I was like, exactly right. Now, how many times have I mentioned a DC character? He's like, yeah. I was like, exactly right. Like, if you walked into my office, all you would see is DC Comics. I have one, maybe two Marvel statues, both of which I never paid for. One's actually a small figure.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Yeah. Like,
he's my index card holder.
is he?
Yeah.
Like, I never paid for either one of these. They were both gifts. Like, that one came from somebody from, like, a birthday. They were like, here, I have this. You like comic books. And I was like, oh, thanks. So, like, that's the reason it's still here. Spider-Gwen was given to me because I helped somebody move, and they felt bad. because like I was the only one to show up to help move, and they were like, "Here, you can have this. I haven't even opened it yet." So, cool beans.
Free statue.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, cool. And that's the only reason why I haven't gotten rid of it, because they were gifts. And they don't go with anything, because I don't have any other Spider-Man collection or anything of the sort. But everything in this office is either DC, Legend of Zelda, hell, I got a few of the Crow, but that's IDW. That's not DC or Marvel.
I don't know what IDW is.
It's another comic book distribution company.
Ah.
So, and it does a lot of independent, dark comics and stuff like that. Like, let's see. Fuck. Who would you know from IDW? Nobody.
The Crow. That's probably about it.
The Crow. That's pretty much it. And like, I mean, you have other companies, of course. You have Dark Horse and Image and stuff like that.
I've heard of Dark Horse and Image.
Right. Dark Horse did a lot of Spawn. Image has done...
the Wildcats, Supremo.
Yeah.
I think Dark Horse also was the publisher for all of Nintendo's like manga and stuff.
Hmm.
The stuff that released in the West.
I think that's actually IDW's work. I almost want to say...
I'm almost 100% sure that there's a Dark Horse logo on the Hyrule Encyclopedia or whatever.
On the what?
You know what? I think you're right.
Story, that's what it was.
I think you're right. I want to say you're right now, because the encyclopedias have the Dark Horse. But as far as the fan question goes, like, I wholly believed that Marvel was going to win, because I don't know how many people, especially in our fan base, who has, or listening audience, is into comic books. Like,
right.
A vast majority of people I've ever met are wholly into comic books because of films and stuff like that. Now, when you get a little bit older, especially in like our generation or whatnot, you have a lot of influence from the cartoon shows, which was Batman the Animated Series, Spider-Man, X-Men, and stuff like that. But Batman was like the forerunner, like the front runner for all of that. You know, like even though like Spider-Man and X-Men came out in the late or mid to late 80s, when Batman came out, that's when everybody started taking comic book shows seriously, because it was such a dynamic. It held really adult themes within a lot of its content, and it's just, it was mind-blowing at the time. Like that when that show came out, it wasn't even drawn on white paper. Like, it was, everything was hand drawn or whatever. Everything was drawn on black paper.
What?
With shading pencils.
Damn.
That's impressive.
Yeah, if you go back and watch the show, you can actually tell, like, because of the dark tones of the show, like, not just was the tone dark in subject matter, but the artwork was dark in every essence of it. So, like, when they went to go draw the comic book, it was using colored pencils and stuff like that and colored markers to give it that rich, like, the color that was there stuck out, like, really prevalently. Like, the black wasn't washed or anything like that. So, even today in a lot of comic books and artists, when they don't do digital work, like, there's very few artists that still do actual paper artwork. If they draw Batman comics and they don't use the digital aspect of it, they draw on black paper, because it's easier to add in a little bit of white highlight with the dark shadings. It's really cool. But I was really surprised because of everybody being into the movies. Like, everybody I talked to was like, oh, Marvel's the shit,
right,
because Marvel has all these great movies, you know. Look at the Infinity Saga, you know, from Iron Man 1 to, you know, Infinity War, and, you know, all those guys. And everyone's like, oh, the characters are more dynamic and more human.
They really aren't.
No, they're not at all. Because when you sit back and think about it, like, you don't know the history of a lot of these characters. Like, there's more aliens and actual gods in Marvel than there is DC. Like, Barry Allen is a human who got his superpowers through science. Hal Jordan is a human who got his through a magic ring. Aquaman is half human, half Atlantean, but he didn't even realize that until he was a young adult. You know, he didn't understand that. Batman, wholly human. And there's a lot of superheroes in the DC realm who are just human beings that got gifts through magic or science or whatever, or Batman who just rose over top of his sorrows and really just used his pain to fuel him. And Marvel, you have Thor. Hulk, yes, he's human. Iron Man, he's human. But then you have...
Iron Man's human, but he has probably impossible technology.
Yeah, and there is, like, in DC, there's very few people who are like they've done a lot recently where they explain like the meta gene, which gives people powers and stuff like that. Like oh god, Killer Frost is one that comes to mind. Like a lot of villains have the meta gene, but not a lot of not a lot of heroes have it.
Right.
Like there are some, like they say Barry Allen, Flash has the meta gene when really he doesn't.
But Wally West does, right?
No, none of them do. Like they were all gifted their speed through the science of the Speed Force.
Oh, okay.
So like all the Flashes are human, excluding like 2, but those are like different universes or whatever. Now if we're just talking Universe Prime, it's this. And a lot of people are like, well, you know, the DC heroes aren't relatable, you know? Oh, okay, maybe, sure. But then, you know, I find a lot of people don't like Superman because he's not relatable. Because he is this big golden god in front of everybody who's the, you know, big blue Boy Scout. Well, really, you think about it, he deals with, you know, the same trials and stuff like that we do, but on a different scale, you know? Like, he truly has the power to save the world and rid everybody of their choice. Like, if you played the Injustice games, Superman's pretty much the bad guy throughout the whole series. Because he has the power to become a dictator and make everybody like, okay, no more evil for you, no more evil for you. And he robs everybody from choice. But in the Prime universe, where he's like a good guy, he doesn't do that. And he deals with a struggle. Like if you read the comic books, he deals with a struggle. Like I could save this entire world if I just put my foot down. But he doesn't because he wants to have everybody have their freedom of choice. And he deals with, you know, I am an outsider inside this world, and he wants to be accepted, and there's a lot of internal struggle with him being accepted and whatnot. And of course you have Batman, who just like literally is everybody who has ever suffered some traumatic loss or something like that. He's able to use his skills that he has developed through his life to come up and overtake. You know, Wonder Woman is the leading icon for women empowerment. You honestly can't do better than that. And I'll argue that to my death. Like, Captain Marvel can't, like, hold a candle to Wonder Woman.
No.
As far as, like, everybody wants to say Captain Marvel leads the progressive woman movement. No, shut up. Like, Wonder Woman was literally created to empower women. Like,
Right. Captain Marvel just now put clothes on.
Huh?
And Captain Marvel just now put clothes on.
Right. And
she's just been retooled in, the last 10 years?
Yeah. And she's one of the most, like, as far as, like, Marvel's characters go, like, as in popularity or whatever. Of course, you have Miles Morales, Spider-Man. But, like, Captain Marvel is kind of especially the, Carol Danvers. Like, that's something that came out in the late 80s. Like, that was kind of her deal. And when she first came out, she was a bitch. Like, and the movies portrayed that perfectly. Like, I never once thought that Captain Marvel as a superhero was a good role model, because she never was holden to the, like, I want to better everybody. Like, Wonder Woman comes out and she's like, women can do great things, but so can men. But how can we come together equally and work? And it's such a cool dynamic.
Right.
And we get robbed of that in the movies and stuff because people are only shown Marvel. And, Marvel and Disney have done such a good job of building up their audience. Like, I would never once, like, I've said this before to people, but I don't know if I've ever said it on the podcast. But if you were to ask me, like, 15 years ago, who would lead the Marvel Universe, I would have said the Fantastic Four. I would have never thought Iron Man, because Iron Man wasn't popular. Like,
right.
He was in the comic books, he existed, but he was not as popular as everybody thinks he was.
Yeah,
Like,
people don't realize it. Didn't it start with the Fantastic Four?
it should have, like, the comic book, like, the actual comic book universe, like Marvel, kind of started with the Fantastic Four. That's Stan Lee's first original creation, was the Fantastic Four. And, like, that's kind of what started bringing all these heroes together and stuff like that. And you had the X-Men or whatever, those guys. But those were characters that came later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when it came to, like, and I'll say this to my dying breath, Marvel copied a lot of what DC laid out. Now when the movies came out, you had, and like I said, I would never have thought Iron Man would have been the forefront, because Iron Man was not an interesting character. Like, you had interesting stories, like one or two really interesting stories. Like, Demon in the Bottle was one of the best stories Iron Man's ever faced with. And that was him trying to overcome his alcoholism.
Man, that's extreme.
It is extreme. But when you think about that, you're like, oh, wow, that's really deep. Like, Roy Harper, oh, God, Speedy or Red Arrow, the original Red Arrow, and Flash to the Green Arrow, he dealt with heroin. And he died of overdose. And, like, it was a huge thing. Like, a whole series of comic books dealt with, like, everybody being so remorseful and not knowing how to help him. So, like, you had, and of course he came back and continued to struggle with heroin. Like, you had all these really adult themes in DC Comics that were just being overshadowed because Marvel, even in the comic books, did a really good job of overpowering the competition because Marvel has always been a more, financially stable company because they had more benefactors and whatnot. DC, like, in the early 90s or whatever, you had Marvel split their ties up, and that's why we have such weird, like, movies with Spider-Man. We have 3 different sets of movies.
Right.
And the X-Men have kind of gone weird ways, and the Fantastic Four are weird ways, and then we have the MCU. So, like, when that happened in the 90s, Marvel went bankrupt because, and this is going to blow a lot of people's minds, Stan Lee sued Marvel because he wanted more money.
Wow.
He was the head editor-in-chief for, like, 10 years. Found out that he was making less than he would have if he would have stayed writer. So he got pissed and sued Marvel, and they lost tons of money. Because he was like, oh, these are my characters. I made them. They can't use these and keep the money away from me. So he won by default, like a weird default. It's a weird lawsuit, and you ought to read it. And that's why Marvel in the 90s had to sell off Spider-Man. They had to sell off the Fantastic Four, but they sold off their best properties. So that was Spider-Man, that was X-Men, that was Fantastic Four. And all the people in the beginning of the MCU, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, those guys didn't sell because nobody gave a shit about them. Everyone's like, fuck it, you can keep them, we don't want them.
Right.
And like when Marvel just had to sell everybody, they split up everything. And DC was like, well, we're only going to sell to one person. Because in the 90s, there was a huge comic bust. Like, not a lot of people were buying comic books because a lot of the revenue was developed because the market had changed to toys. So in order to sell toys, you had to create TV shows and get it out there for kids and stuff, like, you know. So that's when the X-Men and Spider-Man comic books came out and did all that. And so, well, DC said, well, we're only going to sell to one publishing company, which was Warner Brothers.
Right.
So Warner Brothers owns all of DC.
Sprint owns them now, right?
AT&T or something like
AT&T.
that. Which I think is owned by Sprint. I'm not sure. Or Sprint is owned by AT&T.
One of them phone companies.
I'm not sure. But Warner Brothers is still a production company in and of itself. So they have all their own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and when I read comic books, especially in the last 10 years, because I've been reading comic books since I was like 5 or 6, thanks to my brother. He took me to the comic book shop one time and would let me pick, like, he would let me pick one comic book every time we went. So, of course, you know, being my brother's, you know, being who my brother was, I would go straight for Batman because my brother is in love, you know, the whole family is a bunch of Batman fans. So, like, I would go over and pick up a Batman comic book and I would not think about what the story was. And when I became a teenager, I started reading more and started really getting into it. But I was so broad. Like, I would read X-Men, Batman. I never read the Avengers because I didn't care. But I would read Justice League. I would read Strange Adventures, which was a lot of Doctor Strange and stuff like that. I really liked the mystical stuff in there. But DC always held more of a prevalent thing with me because it was more noir. It was more detective and stuff like that. And I didn't think the comic books...
And there's your vote, listeners.
Yeah, there's your vote. Yeah. But, like, it really came in, especially in 2009, after the World War Hulk story, and the movies started becoming more of a thing. The comic books really started to decline. Because, like, Marvel was realizing that we can make way more money making movies than we can comic books. And they started deteriorating away from their... Like, they started moving artists, or writers, I should say, to the movies and stuff like that. So, like, my comic books, my Prime Media started to deteriorate. And I haven't bought, like, a long-running series of Marvel since 2009.
Yeah, from the way you made it sound, though, they don't make long-running series, right?
No, they don't.
Just
they,
12 issues?
Every 6 or 7 months, it seems like they do a redo. And it's not even a good redo.
Right.
Like, I've heard a lot of people say, like, oh, DC's continuity is confusing as hell because I can't keep up with it. because you're dealing with 80 years of continuity. You know what I'm saying? Like these comic books started, like Superman came out in 1940 or 1939 or 38.
I wish people could actually see the passion on your face right now.
And I mean, this is something I am wholly passionate about. I mean, like, look around. I mean,
Right.
This is what I live with, and this is what I live for. You know, when I sit here and talk about it, I can get so riled up and so into it. And you know what, that leads me to another thing. It's just people don't have passion anymore.
They really don't.
When I sit here and talk to somebody about what they're into, they're like, "Oh, I like football." Like, okay, cool. What about it? Like, what about it excites you? All the violence in it.
What?
That's it.
I mean, yeah, seriously. Like, oh, I like the
You want
competitive
violence? Watch hockey.
Right, and I mean, it's just
Professional soccer, for that matter.
professional soccer,
God damn.
rugby. Rugby's harder than hell. Like, lacrosse is violent. Like, all these other things. And, like, I've never understood. Like, I talk to people. Like, my dad is wholly passionate about trains. If you get my dad talking about trains, he won't shut up for hours.
I went on a train ride.
I heard it.
messaged you.
Yeah, you did. You did.
It unfortunately did not get robbed by bandits.
Damn it.
But I was waiting, dude. I was looking out the windows. I had my bandana ready because I was going to join the bandits. It was great. I had my little one with me, and we all know she's a motherfucking dictator, so she'd have fit right in with the goddamn bandits.
Right,
but
yeah.
unfortunately, there was no bandits. It was a fun train ride, but
That's cool.
No bandits. Santa got on.
Hell yeah.
I thought my daughter was going to mug him, but...
I mean, you gotta get all them presents, dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's one of those things where I don't see a lot of people that are super passionate about things, and
Right.
it bums me out. Like, I want to hear people's passions. I want to hear their love. I want to see a fire in their eyes, and it really robs me of that, because when you start talking about, like, a lot of people are passionate about religion or politics, and, like, there's only so much talk I can do with politics, especially.
Right.
Like, religion I could talk to you about for a long period of time, but I don't, like, politics really fucks me up, because people are so angry about it, and it kills me.
Right, and when really they have no fucking control.
Exactly right. And, like, I don't have any control over comic books by any means. Like, I can control what I read and what I see, but I can't control where they go or anything like that.
All right, well, let's digress.
Okay.
The next poll question is going to be... It's not actually a poll question.
Okay.
What it is I want to see all your all's Google searches. What's the most fucked up thing that you search on Google? So we're going to get a little less serious right now, because this is going to lead me to the next segment. We're going to take a little break, but remember, it's going to be posted on the fan page. I want to see your Google searches.
And this is with this one, I want people to actually put in, like, when you can add a question to the poll, add your suggestions. Tell us what you Google search, or just make a comment thread. I don't care.
Or put a screenshot of your Google search.
Yeah.
But it's going to be brought up on the next episode, so don't be scared, people. It's all right. We're all a little fucked up. Some of it just showed a little more than others.
That's right.
So let's take this little break, and when we come back, I'm going to tell you why I bring this up.
All right.
So, I'm, Googling shit up.
Real quick, hold on. I am super sorry about my 20-minute long tangent we just had. Like, that was supposed to be much more quick and much more concise, but I get hot over this kind of thing, so...
And that's all right. Now people know that your choice is DC.
Yeah,
if you can't read between the lines, it was DC, people.
100%.
DC is the correct answer.
That's right.
All right. So, anyways, let me just start off by saying, Florida, y'all motherfuckers are weird and scary. All right? Like, I feel like the whole state of Florida is just one big episode of Your Mother Should Have Swallowed, all right? So...
100% correct.
So, Googling shit. Have you heard of this shit? You just Google Florida man.
Oh, there's also
Let-
Well, it's a
subreddit.
Reddit. It's a Reddit.
Let's go over just a few of these. Florida man wears fuck the police shirt to court and wins. First of all, you gotta have the biggest motherfucking set of testicles to wear a fuck the police shirt to court. That'd be
Fair.
big and magical for that shit. That had to have been a lady fucking judge that he probably fucking slipped some stuff to. Kids in the other room, so I gotta be careful.
One of my uncles one time, he dated a stripper. She cheated on him after taking a bunch of his money.
Sounds like a
And
stripper.
so, him being the reasonable person that he is, he drove his truck through her garage door.
Is he from Florida?
No, he's from Independence.
Oh, he should have been from Florida.
But he drove his truck through her garage door, This is actually the second time he's had an incident like this. The first time he tried to set the girl's house on fire while she was trapped inside.
Sounds like a good guy.
Yeah,
He sounds like he needs to meet my grandma.
But so he got caught for the truck thing, driving his truck through that door. He he tried to blame it on ice, but when he showed up to court, he had a T-shirt on that said "It's all fun and games till the police show up."
And the
That's
police showed
awesome.
up.
The
That's
police
great.
did indeed show up.
So the next Florida man actually is another T-shirt incident.
Okay.
So Florida man wears a shirt that says "Who needs drugs? No, seriously, I have some." End quote. Is arrested for possession of drugs.
That's funny.
Right?
Well, I mean, how are you
Anything
not going to
specific?
pass that up? Like, if you're a cop walking by and you see a guy wearing that shirt, like, reasonable suspicion.
Right.
You know what? You're wearing the billboard on you. That's
Dude, I'm telling you, man, Florida is a strange, magical, mystical place.
I'm almost 100% I've read this, but there was, like, a girl in Florida who tried to marry a Ferris wheel.
Probably.
It's happened more than once.
But
Yeah.
Florida, they got fucking giant fucking snakes with legs and shit.
Those are called gators.
I know, and they're fucking scary. And they got sharks, and they got fucking hurricanes. Like, a Florida man wakes up, and he's like, what am I going to do today? You know what? I'm going to put my pants on one leg at a time. And because I'm from Florida, I'm going to wait till after I put my pants on and put my socks on. Because, look, no sane person puts their socks on after their pants. It just doesn't work that way. All right?
I do.
Well, you're fucking weird, dude. It sounds like you have roots in Florida. I have family in Florida,
so.
but my family's fucking crazy. And then he's like, what kind of fucked up shit can I do today? So then, this Florida man goes to Wendy's, where he
I know this
proceeds to throw a deadly weapon through the drive-thru. You know what that deadly weapon is?
A knife?
A motherfucking alligator. Yeah, this motherfucking did some motherfucking sorcery shit and threw an alligator through the drive-through window.
You can buy alligators in Florida.
Yeah, you buy alligators.
Why do you have to buy them? They're all over the place.
It's safer.
Just, like, go pick up an alligator. Jesus Christ, they're all in your fucking backyard. Go.
But
Right?
yeah, he was trying to rob the Wendy's. I've heard this news story. I think I actually looked up the article and read it. He's trying to rob the Wendy's without a gun through the drive-thru.
The fucking alligator.
Could you imagine walking into a place holding an alligator? Give me all your money. Chomp, chomp.
Oh, man.
I would give him $5 for credit.
All right.
I'll give you a chicken sandwich.
Oh. So, at least not just the criminals are dumb in Florida. Florida cop, and I want to talk for a living. Florida cop claims Burger King put dirt on his food. Investigation reveals it was seasoning. I bet that cop's really good at solving crimes.
Well, I mean, I just don't want him to do any forensic work.
Right.
Like, I mean, one, you're not supposed to taste evidence anyway. Did he eat the whole thing? Like,
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Man, this burger tastes like dirt. It continues to eat the whole thing. It's like people at restaurants bitching about food, but eating their whole thing and then bitching about it.
Right. Like, why the fuck did you eat it?
Yeah, I bet his name is Karen.
Probably. Thousands of gun owners in Florida planning to shoot down Hurricane Irma. That's how that works, Florida.
Shoot the ocean!
Keep up the good work, Floridians. Oh, for anybody listening in Florida, look, I'm happy you're listening, but look, let's just be honest. Let's get our act together, Florida, okay?
Reminds me of that Family Guy episode where the mayor tries to stab the ocean to death.
Yeah. Like, I was just thinking, like, South Park's episode where it's Russell Crowe fighting around the world or whatever, and he's like, I can't find cancer, but I found somebody with cancer. We're going to fight him. Because he's like, I'm going to go out and fight cancer.
All right. You ever been at the hospital and just got tired of fucking waiting?
Yeah.
Well, this Florida man got tired of waiting, so he stole an ambulance and drove his ass home.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, I'm tired of waiting on this taxi here, so ambulances, those work. I bet he got home in a hurry, just turned on the fucking lights.
Right?
It's fucking stupid.
Dude, I'm telling you, Florida man breaks into jail to hang out with friends. Hey,
Breaks out of jail?
breaks into jail.
Okay, just making sure I heard, like,
Two
oh my
things.
God.
One, he needs a new set of friends. Two, at least he didn't break them motherfuckers out. He sounds like the good apple of the bunch. I'm telling you.
You could have just gone during visiting
Right?
hours. Like, that's literally the logical step. You know what
You
I'm
know
saying?
what? He went to see his friends in a way that'll make him allowed to live with his friends soon.
Yeah. Is it illegal to break it? Like, I imagine it would be, like, illegal to break in to a jail.
Well, yeah, I mean, because essentially, I mean, you can't
If you can break
to the
in,
police
you can
office.
break out.
Right, and if you can break in, you can change records, do all kinds of different shit.
Well, I'm thinking just, like, why would you have to break in? Like,
Just do some dumb shit. Get
Yeah.
caught.
You're a Florida man. Go for it.
You're a Florida man, exactly.
Like, that should be, like, a villain in comic books.
Florida
Just
man.
say, Florida man. And he's, like, he rivals Joker on insanity.
Yeah,
That's what it should be.
right. DC, you listening? You heard it here first.
Do it.
So, I love me some loopholes, right?
Okay.
Okay. Florida man denies drinking and driving. Says he only swigged bourbon at stop signs. He was out. He had a complete stop, people. All right, this man was doing what he thought was right. Bourbon at the stop
It
signs.
reminds me of someone here in Kentucky got arrested for DUI riding a horse while drunk. And his excuse was the horse knew the path home, so he was not actually driving the horse.
That's so dumb.
But no, it's true, because he rode this horse to the bar almost every day.
And that's
horses will
fine.
memorize trails.
Yeah, I
so
get
he
that.
doesn't actually have to guide it.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know if you... Do you drive a horse or ride a horse? I just...
You ride it, but apparently
So,
you
like,
can
if
still
you get a DUI, you can just get it dismissed. Like, that's not an RUI.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, I'm
Like,
pretty sure that guy lost his case.
I was sitting on this horse and
Wild.
it just started moving.
yeah.
It wasn't my fault. I
You
didn't.
get a DUI riding a bike?
Yes,
Yes.
you can. I know somebody. His name was Billy Bob, matter of fact, and I'm pretty sure he was from Florida.
I've gotten
double
a
check
speed.
that.
I've gotten a speed ticket on a bike.
On a bicycle.
Yeah, on a bicycle. Like,
Damn,
that
you
was-
was going
insane.
fast.
Yeah, I was going down Orphanage Road. Just
Oh, okay, yeah. I
straight
can
down
see
that hill, and the cop pulled me over, dude. Like, I was like 16 or something like that, and my dad diffused the situation. Like, they called, like, they were like, because I didn't have a cell phone or anything at the time, but I was flying down the hill, and the cop, like, turns his lights on, so I scooch over to the side and just wave him on, and he stays behind me. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I get down to the bottom by the McDonald's, and I pull over, and he gets out. He's like, do you know how fast you're going? Freaking out on me. I was like, dude, calm down. Like,
It's a
no,
motherfucking
I was
bicycle.
like, I don't know how fast I was going. I don't have a speedometer. And he was like, he's like, you don't need to get smart with me, kid. Da 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 da. Started screaming at me, and I was like, I mean, okay. He's like, where are your parents? What are they doing? I'm like, my dad's home. He's like, call him. So he gave me his phone, had me call my dad. And my dad comes down there. I was like, hey, Dad, I'm in trouble with the police. You know? This, that, and the other. He's like, what happened? I was like, I got pulled over while speeding. He's like, did you steal a car? I'm like, no, I'm on my bike. And he was like, my dad goes from angry to confused.
Right.
And he was like, well, where are you at? I told him, and he shows up, and the cop is like screaming at my dad, and my dad's like laughing. And he was like, nope, we're done. And the cop was like, well, I'm going to give you guys a ticket. He's like, okay, what is that going to do? And it ended up like, the cop ended up not giving me a ticket, but he was like, you need to tell your son to be careful, this, that, and the other. And my dad and I are laughing the whole way home. Like, how absurd is this?
Watch your speed, son.
I guess. Sorry. I guess I
That's
was going too
hilarious.
fast.
Donnie, you like fried chicken?
Yeah, why?
Do you like fried chicken, Shorty?
Love fried chicken.
What is y'all's favorite thing to do with fried chicken?
Fucking eat it.
Eat it?
Eat it, right? Well, this Florida man was arrested for assaulting his girlfriend with fried chicken. Look, do you think cops are just sitting in Florida like, look, whoever fills out the funniest report today wins?
I think they got a bingo card. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like Florida cop bingo.
Florida man bingo.
Florida man bingo, and they just sit there and we're just like, all right, man, like, who's gonna win this week, fellas? And like, they got like alligator attack, man, like random object attacks, and like all kinds of shit. Like, you don't even need a free space. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you have it in there. It's like, all right, let's see what we got. It's like a 50. Like, I would pay to play Florida man bingo. That'd be fun.
Right.
Like, that sounds like a fun game,
Way
We-
better than normal bingo.
right?
Right? Way more entertaining. But this Florida man climbs on playground equipment to tell children where babies come from. You see the picture of this guy? Yeah, he looks like a
yeah.
real winner, huh?
Oh my god.
I wish y'all could see it.
And I've told people this. People that get tattoos on their face, like, nothing against you guys personally, like, but you probably a different level of crazy. Like, especially, like, the more tattoos you get on your face is the more insane you are, or the ink just penetrates your brain, like, up top. Like, that's gotta be a thing.
There's a guy that holds the world record for most body modifications.
Yeah.
Have you seen the pictures of him? He's got so many piercings that his bottom lip hangs down like this.
I believe it.
Oh, I've seen that guy.
It's disgusting.
So, when you go to the bathroom, what's the last thing you're thinking about? What's the first thing you're thinking about doing when you go into a public restroom?
I probably have to shit or poop.
All right, what about you, Donnie?
Shit or poop.
I mean, shitting and pooping, same thing.
Yep.
Using the bathroom's the only thing on my mind.
Well, this Florida man ripped a urinal from the restroom wall and ran away naked into the woods.
I'm either very impressed by his strength or very disappointed in whoever installed that urinal.
Dude, for one, it's Florida. Meth runs rampant in Florida. I heard meth can give people some superhuman strength.
Bath salts. Fucking bath salts. And that's where that came from. Fucking Florida. Fucking bath salts, man.
Wasn't it Florida where the person on bath salts chewed someone's face off?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes, it was fucking Florida.
All right, I got one more for you.
All right.
One more Florida man.
Stations.
Florida man pauses police chase to rehydrate with stolen Capri Sun. Says smoking crack makes him thirsty. I would imagine so, but it is important to stay hydrated, people.
Yeah.
Smoking crack, smoking meth, it don't matter. Whatever you're smoking, stay hydrated.
Whatever you're doing, just stay hydrated. If that involves, running from the police or whatever you're doing, Florida man, that's what it involves.
So that's what I was Googling today. I don't even know how I got to this, but this is where I'm at in my life.
See, that tells me you were 2 clicks, in. Because every third click from the internet, you're away from a penis.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't make it to the... There was probably a penis somewhere in the Florida man.
Probably.
I remember reading one Florida man article about one methed up guy fighting like 12 cops at the same time while masturbating.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Yeah, I remember that.
They were
too.
genuinely struggling to arrest this guy.
Dana, why you need to sign this guy? You're hanging out in the wrong places. Go to Florida. All right, so let's take another little break. And when we come back, you know what time it is?
No. Oh, Interradiant of the Day.
Nope. What the fuck facts?
What the fuck facts? I
just
thought we already
tried-
did that.
No, that was
What the
Florida
hell?
man.
Golly. All right, sweet.
All right.
All right, sweet. All right, cool beans.
If you can hear the sound of my voice now, that can only mean one thing. It's time for What the Fuck Facts.
I thought it just meant you were still alive, but that's okay.
It does mean that, too.
Well, that's good.
I mean, I am glad I'm alive. It
Yeah.
beats the alternative, I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see one day.
Yep.
All right. What the fuck facts? Walmart has a lower acceptance rate than Harvard. That's crazy, right?
What do you mean acceptance rate? Like jobs?
Of applicants, yeah. Of people they accept that apply. I mean, granted, there's probably more people applying for Walmart than there is Harvard.
Okay, so I guess statistically, yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, I would never apply to go to Harvard, but I would probably, if I had to, I would apply to go to Walmart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that makes sense.
That's kind of crazy.
All right.
Hunting unicorns is illegal in Michigan.
Hunting unicorns
Yes.
is illegal.
About to get arrested for poaching.
Lake Superior State University in Michigan offers a unicorn hunting license. Yeah. That is... Nah. Look, man, I can't make this shit up.
I mean,
I
you're
could,
right.
but...
Yeah, it wouldn't be nearly as good.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Donnie's got one for us. Let's hear it, Donnie.
So, oh shit.
God damn it.
Oh, look, he lost it. What about you, Shorty? You got one?
Yeah, in the story Superman or Spider-Man Reigns, Mary Jane was killed by the radioactive semen of Spider-Man.
That's fucking great.
That's a true story, and I've read that story. I've read that story, and I can't believe I forgot about that. But yeah,
Like, did it make her sick? Like, how does that...
it made her sick, and then she died. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Just like standard radiation poisoning?
yeah,
That's insane.
It's awesome.
How potent is his semen?
Apparently, very.
Can they make nuclear reactors out of Spider-Man's penis?
I mean,
They probably should.
I don't know.
It's a lot more renewable than plutonium.
Could you just imagine Spider-Man sitting that'd be a weird comic book run. It's just Spider-Man sitting in a locked room just beating off.
I need to power the world.
Hey, with great power
Comes great responsibility.
comes worst line ever. You got yours ready, Donnie?
Yep.
Wait till
So-
you see where this one's headed.
All right.
Male hedgehogs can masturbate for pleasure, and you have to be careful picking them up because sometimes they have semen on their feet. Something you have to look out for when you're a hedgehog owner.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Gross.
That's why I found yours. One of the reasons I found yours so funny.
That's funny. Masturbating, sex, and jizz.
That probably should have been on today's top 5. That it's always going to come back to this as well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's always gonna come back. Oh.
When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh. Sorry, derailed. On a brighter note, cows moo with regional accents. Yeah, their moos are different apparently.
Man, you know what's fucked up about that? Like, Family Guy had a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were onto it. Like, you know, Stewie and Brian go to Europe or whatever, and, like, he's got a fucking see and say or whatever it is, spin and say, and, like, in Europe, the cow goes, shazoom!
I remember that one.
Yeah, like, they were onto something. They have accents. Fucking wild. Now, they obviously don't go shazoom, but...
I wonder how they moo. Do they moo with a pinky? Do they moo with a monocle?
I doubt it. But I imagine, could you imagine, like, hearing a cow, like, oh, that cow is from England. Like, can you hear the English accent in its moo? Like, how does a British cow sound? You know what I'm
Only
saying?
one way to find out.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to fucking Britain and, like, moo for me, bitch!
I mean, weren't you supposed to go across the pond this year?
Yeah, I was.
And that got fucked up.
Yep. Thank you, fucking plague.
You're awesome, Rona.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more for you.
All right.
Vending machines are bigger threats to humanity than sharks.
Yes, I didn't know that.
I knew that one too.
That's fucking
So
crazy.
are cows,
How
actually.
the fuck do y'all
Speaking
know
of cows,
Yes,
cows kill like 10 times more people than sharks every year.
I
might be more than
I think
that.
I've heard of that, but like that's probably motherfuckers need to quit hugging cows.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. Like, you
Yeah.
can pay some motherfuckers to hug cows.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude.
People find it therapeutic.
To hug a big old
strange.
fuck, and they smell like I don't know who the fuck wants to hug a cow, but
That's what I'm saying.
they're stinky.
There's no, like, I don't know of any farmer in America that would be like would turn down money, but like wouldn't ask money for you to like go, like, if you walked up to a farmer and say, hey, can I hug one of your cows? Like, are you gonna try to fuck it? No, I just want to hug it. I mean, all right, go ahead.
Right?
Like,
It's a little weird, but go
yeah,
for
like,
it.
he's gonna be like, okay, whatever. Man, there's got to be a weird monopoly on that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Apparently, there's good money in it. Do you got another one, Donnie?
Yeah.
All right,
You
let's
guys knew
hear it.
that Saddam Hussein wrote a romance novel?
We're gonna have to. Does it say the name of the novel?
No, but I could look for it.
that's what I'm gonna need.
We're gonna come back to that on another episode.
Okay, I'm super excited about this. Weird romance novelists. That's gonna be a segment.
All right, I think that's all we got, people.
That's it.
So today's outer
Idiot.
inner. Oh, I fucked it up.
Idiot of the day.
Goes to none other than Becky Stover.
Yay, Becky!
The one and only. The one with all the boats and toes. We love you here.
Yeah, I love her.
She's been a supporter since day one. Since
Yep.
before day one. Pre-day one.
Yep.
So a big thank you to you, Becky.
We need to get her on here.
I know, I've tried. It's just the schedules never match up, man.
Man.
But maybe this weekend, if we do one this weekend, we might be able to squeeze her in.
Yeah, sure. Like, I mean, everybody should be off this weekend. And
Yep.
if everybody can get a hold of, if you guys can
No
get your
kids this
situated,
weekend.
situated, dude, I am 100% down. I would love to have Becky on.
Yeah,
She is such a delight.
she is. She really is. So I think that's it for real this time.
That's it. No more. We're done. Scratching it. This is a long-ass episode, thanks to me. So,
It happens.
yeah.
So in the meantime,
Into betweens time.
always remember, if you can't laugh at yourself, I'll do it for you.
Attaboy.
Cue the music. We out.